You know, we're talking about public safety in the police department. This is what I want to talk about. There's always misinformation out there. Thank goodness we have a chief. You can call him, he calls you back. If somebody wants to see him, he sees them. He keeps you informed on what's happening, and you just don't know what a pleasure it is to have what we got right now, trust me. There was an article in the Sunday paper, Representative Craig Ford, who's a friend of mine, regarding the Civil Service Board and the mayor. I've received several telephone calls the last few days asking me why the delegation will not put the police and fire chiefs under the mayor and the council, considering that if you need to dismiss one, it can cost the tax-paying citizens of Gadsden several $100,000. I don't believe in wasting taxpayer money on politics. I'm sorry. That is one of the main reasons I ran for mayor. Money being wasted and politicians worrying about votes instead of doing what's best for the citizens. This is not the way to represent our citizens. We currently have about 15 directors, and they do not have to answer to the Civil Service Board. They answer to the mayor, who is over all the employees and directors. To be clear, I do not wish that the policemen and women and firemen be taken out from under the Civil Service Board. They should stay as they are, and that should never change. They need that protection because of the difficulty of their job. The fire and police departments have a combined budget of about $19 million and approximately 200 plus, maybe up to about 230 or 40 employees. The mayor and the personnel department have no input as to hiring or dismissal of the police and fire chiefs, as it does with the other directors. If the chiefs were under the mayor, you would have to have what they call just cause, just like any other director. You can't just fire somebody for no reason. And, you know, to dismiss a chief, that's just like everybody that works for the city except the police and firemen. But we don't want them under the mayor. They could still go to the EEOC or get an attorney, which a lot of people do. The mayor has to work directly with directors concerning any problems as well as the budget. More calls come to my office about police, public safety than just about any other departments. I guess Public Works is probably second if you miss the trash or something one day. If you get a chief who doesn't want to cooperate, handle problems, talk to the citizens when they come to see him about complaints, and the men don't have the confidence in the chief, then the only recourse is to do something about it. But the way it is now, you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to dismiss a chief. And if the chief has been dismissed, he has the right for automatic appeal, if he wants to circuit court. And that can cost a few hundred more $1,000, and it could go on for 2 or 3 years. And we don't need that kind of negative thing happening for year after year after year about a department. Let's talk a minute about the bill that Representative Ford is advertising. He had a joint meeting of police and fire department employees, and out of about 200 plus, 30 to 35 showed up, including myself. The consensus was, under his new bill, the police and fire members did not want the council to have an appointment to the board. He did have me listed as having an appointment. I don't want an appointment to the board. That's not an issue with me. Representative Gallagher said he would not let the proposed bill out of committee to be voted on by the delegation. The mayor and the council are not in favor of the bill at all. We were not notified he was going to advertise the bill. If you count the 7 positions on the board in the new bill, the legislative delegation, Ford, Gallagher, Williams, and Norton, would have a majority of the appointment out of the 7 members. Is this some kind of takeover of the Civil Service Board by another group? I wonder if he realizes, you know, that he may run for governor. If he gets to be governor, then he might want that appointment back under the governor's office. The last part of this circus is an invoice received by our city clerk in the amount of $600 from the Messenger. Representative Ford, I think, owns the newspaper, the Messenger, and we're not going to waste our money on a bill we don't want, the police and fire do not want. Representative Gallagher will not let the money out of committee. What is the point of this? Politics. Last year, Representative Ford told me he would help with the bill. Representative Norton drew up the bill, and Representative Ford changed his mind. At that point, Representative Gallagher, Senator Williams would not go along unless Representative Ford was going to be on board too. So it never happened. I have yet to hear a reason why that is so simple it won't be done. I'm sure it has some political ramifications somewhere. The governing body, the city council, and the mayor have passed 2 unanimous resolutions to put the fire and police chiefs under the mayor, and ask the legislators to remove the chiefs from under the Civil Service Board. No other city in the state has this situation. It is outdated and was originally set up when you had 3 commissioners. I'm not going to sit by quietly. I was elected to do what's best in the interest of the citizens. And, you know, I want the citizens of Gadsden to get the facts. That's why I'm talking today, because every time they are misrepresented, I'm going to get up and talk about it. This administration, the council, we get along fine. We've done a lot of things that were needed to be done. Some of them have been tough decisions. We've been open, transparent, and financially accountable, and we will continue to be as long as I'm mayor. Anytime something is misrepresented, I assure you, I will make the citizens of Gadsden that they get the facts. Representative Ford represents only a part of Gadsden. Representative Norton only represents a part of Gadsden. Representative Gallagher doesn't represent any of Gadsden. Senator Williams is the only one that covers all the city. If you do not want people making decisions about the police and fire department who have no clue about the daily operations of police and fire, then you need to contact your local delegation. There appears to be 2 groups who want to control the Civil Service Board. All I want is to make sure we get a chief who does want to cooperate with the mayor and council. Why should we have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars of taxpayer money to dismiss a chief? This is strictly a management issue. It's not about control and being in charge of anything. Public safety should always be a priority, and you should not have to spend taxpayer money and let politics and control by politicians who are worried about votes and political parties be in charge of our chiefs. Thank you.